Xehther, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is not your normal what if. What's going on? What's up with this? What if the Naruto cast was in My Hero Academia? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's exactly what it sounds like. I'm literally going to be plopping the Naruto characters after the time skip into the My Hero Academia universe. Why not? I figured it was a fun little thing to do. It's obviously going to be a quick what if just because the My Hero Academia universe and the Naruto one are just two completely different things. It's like throwing Superman into like an anime, you know, it would just be too broken. Is basically what I'm about to do, right? And we're going to be having Naruto, Sasuke, Hinata, Neji, Rock Lee, Gaara, Temari, Kankuro, literally all the the genin people that were in the Chunin exams, some other random shinobi that we really don't need that are just like kind of cast / slide characters, all just kind of get teleported into the My Hero Academia universe, right? And whatever happens in this what if, just kind of take it with a pinch of salt, just because obviously it'll never happen, and it's more of just a little bit of a fun video just to think about what would really happen. It's gonna be a little bit of a sped ran what if, so yeah, I said sped, I meant to say speed ran, but you guys get the point. That said, if you guys go on to enjoy the video at any point, make sure to slap that like button and also check out the artist who actually made the art. It's not mine, and his link will be down below in the description. That said, enjoy.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
At this point, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are like, all right, Xehther, I'm listening, but if you start spouting nonsense, I'm clicking off this video and I'm gonna like dislike the video, yada, yada, yada. But hear me out. How does this exactly happen? For this, we're gonna have to do a little bit of an ass pull, and it's not gonna be a little one, it's gonna be a massive one actually. Pretty much the Naruto verse is doomed, because the entire classroom of Class 1A is pretty much going to get teleported away into the Narutoverse, and we're just going to be swapping the Naruto characters with the My Hero Academia characters when they're like 16 years old, right? Or let's just say that they're 14. The Naruto cast is 14, all right? Naruto cast is like 14 to 15 years old. The My Hero Academia cast just gets transported into Naruto. They all die because they are like basically genin level with their quirks and stuff like that, and it's just not going to be a fun thing for them since they don't have chakra. They don't even have access to jutsus. But I mean, I guess maybe learning taijutsu might help them, but I don't know, they're still doomed. But the My Hero world, what happens there? Here's what I personally think would happen. So first and foremost, we basically have the entire like cast of them all teleported to one spot. It's at this moment that they basically begin trying to learn where, you know, all this, what this place even is. It looks so modern. It looks like they were flung into the future. They end up deciding to begin using their wall walking, and they all begin rushing towards a certain direction, with Naruto pretty much being the one who's leading the charge, right? They're doing their thing, right? And while they're doing this, basically what ends up happening is essentially they end up getting stopped by a pro hero who tells them that they're not allowed to use their powers like that. And how did they all have the same quirk? That's incredible. Telling them that, you know, while they have amazing quirks to run up walls, they still shouldn't use those abilities without a provisional license. They end up asking him how to get one of those, and he says, oh, you have to go to a hero school. Just take these. He gives them a couple flyers for UA, and all of them are like, so we have to enter a school? You know, Kiba looks at Naruto and is like, just like the academy? Seriously? And then everybody's like, yeah, I mean, I guess. And then Shikamaru's like, well, from my deductive reasoning, you know, he starts basically being all smart and being like, I mean, I think we should do it. Why not? I mean, who knows if we're going to go back? We might as well become heroes. Seems to me like they're the only ones allowed to use powers. The entirety of all of them end up agreeing, and they end up going into the entrance exam, actually pretty much almost borderline flunking the written portion of it. But here's what saves them all. Once they start the robot portion, as soon as all of them just get flung into the arenas where like they start destroying robots, they obliterate them in a show that All Might, Nezu, and all the teachers that were watching are just like flabbergasted. They're like, how are these kids so strong? Like, what's up with them? Like, bro, they're shooting fire. They're shooting fire. from their mouths. They're climbing up walls. They're running like funny gag characters, and they're like cutting these things with like kunais and stuff. What's wrong with them? You know, like they're all freaking out. Like, we gotta let them in. Everybody's like, Nezu, bro, I get it. Like, they did horribly on the written part, but we can't let this slide. Like, we gotta get these kids in 1A. They all end up agreeing, and basically the entirety of the Naruto cast gets flung into the My Hero Academia version of events, where now, suddenly, they end up making their way towards the class on the first day. They all arrive at the same time, and once they're in the classroom, all of them are pretty much talking to each other until eventually, Naruto pretty much just looks at them, and then they realize, okay, yep, let's use our sensory abilities. Okay, the dude right there, he's probably our teacher. Stop talking. They all immediately stop talking in like 2 seconds, and Aizawa gets up and says, good. So it looks like it won't be that hard to manage you all. Look, in the world that we live in, people are always told that they're all equal. Well, we're not. And to prove that, we're going to be taking the quirk apprehension test. Go outside, get fitted with these, and then just do what I ask you. We're going to be performing a series of events to see how powerful you guys are. They would go outside and do so, and they would pretty much go on to obliterate the entirety of the quirk apprehension test. It's literally not even funny. Naruto goes on to use like his just insane sage mode speed thingy majigger. Oh wait, no, he hasn't learned it. He's like 16. Yeah, he doesn't have access to that, but he does have access to all the other things that he might have learned with Jiraiya. When it comes to the ball throw, what does Naruto do there? Nothing. Naruto quite literally just reaches his arm back and throws it as far as he can. It literally ends up getting the same score that Bakugo would have gotten, and the rest of the Naruto cast just goes on to completely obliterate each and every single one of the rest of the events. It's literally a breeze for all of them, to the point where they smash All Might's records in all the different areas that they possibly could. These kids are insane, and it's not even funny how cracked they are. It's incredibly telling of just how powerful all these students truly are. Eventually, they end up finishing the day up, and Naruto asks Sasuke and Sakura if they're willing to go grab a bite of ramen. They go do so, fast forward a week, and now they have the battle trial arc, where basically All Might introduces himself to the class. Now when he walks in, it goes, I am here! Everybody just kind of looks at him, and there's like this cricket noise in the background where it's like, you know what I mean? And he's like, you don't know who I am? And they're like, not really, bro. Like, are you our teacher? He looks at them and he's like, yeah, I'm your teacher. He clicks a button and says, well, if you're gonna be heroes, you gotta look the part. And then suddenly their hero costumes come out, which is basically just their regular shinobi clothes. All Might ends up asking them if they're sure about this, and they say, of course we are. From here, they basically all end up getting suited up, and then we have 2-on-2 battles, which is basically gonna be going down something like this. Naruto and Sasuke versus Kiba and Lee, right? Kiba and Lee. How does this work? Basically what ends up happening is Naruto and Sasuke end up being the villains, with Kiba and Lee being the good guys. Lee immediately clutches his fist and goes, yes, with the power of youth, Guy Sensei in my heart, I will defeat Naruto. And then he goes on to pretty much rush in like completely blindfolded, while Kiba's like, Kiba, hold on, you know what I mean? Naruto and Sasuke are both just at the top of the bomb room, and Sasuke just thinks to himself, bro, this is so silly. Why are we here? Naruto tells him this is fun and to just enjoy it. Like, they're not going to get a vacation like this any other time soon. They'll figure out eventually how to get out of here, but this is incredible. Sasuke ends up saying, yeah, whatever. And suddenly Lee barges in the classroom. Sasuke activates his Sharingan and blitzes at that man. And then Lee begins trying to use his hand-to-hand combat against Sasuke, which is just not working because Sasuke is just a lot stronger and faster than Lee at this point. He ends up pretty much obliterating the man Lee. And Naruto looks at Kiba and shits in his face. Like and Kiba's just done for. The dude's knocked out. Naruto from here goes on to be like, sorry. And literally everybody watching this battle go down, they're like, bro, seriously? Like the Chunin exams once again? Are you serious, Naruto? Naruto has a serious blush on his face, and Sasuke tells him that he's such a loser. Following this, everybody else would go on to have their own separate battles, and now we're gonna have a little bit of a mini time skip to the USJ arc. How would I see this going down? Well, something like this. Let's say they're all on the bus, right? Picture this. I'm going to break down the entire scenario. We have the Naruto cast on the bus. They're all conversing, talking, having a good time. Eventually, they make it to the place, and they all just get out in an orderly fashion. They're used to, like, order in the area, right? Gaara ends up telling Naruto that things seem fun as of now. And Naruto tells Gaara that yeah, things have been going pretty well. Following this, they end up going inside, and it's immediately at this moment that all of them end up realizing there is a lot of people here. They look to Aizawa and ask if they're going to be playing against some fake villains or something. And Aizawa asks what they're talking about. They then point in different directions that are located across the area and say that there's a lot of signatures indicating that there is more than two people, more than the people that are there with them. Aizawa ends up being like, what are you? And then suddenly Kurogiri appears in the middle and teleports them all away. Except for the main hitters who would definitely not have been caught off guard by that, which is like Sasuke, Gaara, I'm gonna say Lee gets thrown away, Naruto, Sasuke, Gaara, and like, who else is another strong individual? I'm gonna go with Neji just because of his sensory abilities. Those four don't have anything happen to them, and as soon as they notice that there's like this guy with hands on his face, they immediately look to the big guy who's right next to him and say, that's the boss. They immediately rush down there Naruto style running. Naruto jumps into the air and goes, Rasengan! And he smashes it down onto the ground, leaving a cool like crater smokescreen thing as Neji, Sasuke, and Gaara appear. Gaara immediately uses his sand as he wraps it around what's his name? Shigaraki, right? And and he's getting ready to just do a sand coffin. But it's at this moment that basically Shigaraki decays the sand and it just falls down and Gaara can't control it anymore. And Naruto says, dude, we're not killing people here. He then rushes in with Rasengan, but Sasuke says, out of my way, dope. And he pulls up with the Chidori and bam, just shoves it straight into the gut of Shigaraki. He screams out and goes, Nomu! As the Nomu rushes in and punches Sasuke, sending him flying back just a bit as Sasuke just looks back and says, that's it? Let me give you a better one. He then immediately unsheaths his sword and pretty much in a blink of a second, anime swordsman style, just cuts off the Nomu's arms, head, and torso off of his body completely. As the Nomu just lets out one shriek, and Gaara then says, I'll do you one better. Holding his hand out as he just crushes the Nomu with his sand coffin, leaving the Nomu no action as Naruto just stood there wondering, what the hell? Like, y'all left nothing for me. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just watch you guys handle everything? Neji then looks at him and says, bro, I was right here too. Like, I didn't do anything either. And Naruto's like, oh, right. Well, I guess we both didn't get to do anything. He then looks around as all the rest of the villains were already pretty much knocked out and incapacitated. Some of them lost limbs because of the other combatants who don't play no games. And yeah, they destroyed the villains like horrendously. Shigaraki was basically about to get taken away by the police when suddenly a black portal opened in the middle of the stadium. And out comes All For One. Suddenly, he then uses tendrils as he grabs Shigaraki and brings him towards him and says, the day for us to fight is still not here. Neji, seeing this, would say, finally my chance. Gale Palm, as he shoots a palm of air at All For One's direction, and it actually catches him off guard. He's barely able to put up a force field, and suddenly Sasuke says, that's not how you do it. You do it like this. He holds his hand up to the sky and then goes on to say, with the thunderclap, die. Kirin, as he brings it down, and Kirin just goes on to absolutely decimate, literally eradicate All For One and Shigaraki from existence, as a gigantic lightning dragon just comes down from the sky, and Kirin just kills All For One and Shigaraki. Immediately, he then looks towards the direction of Aizawa, who was just flabbergasted at what just happened. The dude literally eradicated the main villain and on all that crazy stuff. All Might ends up arriving and he's like, what happened? They end up explaining that some guy with a weird mask and a suit came and All For One, and All Might is just like, All For One. He's like, where is he? I'll fight him now. And then suddenly Sasuke says, oh, I killed him. All Might looks at him and he's like, you what? And Sasuke's like, yeah, he was weak. I killed him. I dispatched him. And All Might just looks at him like dumbfounded, like, bro, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Like, I spent my entire, bro, this is not okay. And then Sasuke's like, yeah, I got rid of him. It was easy. It literally was not even hard at all. And All Might's just like, fair enough. The entire situation basically gets covered up a little bit, I guess you could say, and they end up having a grand total of 1 week off of school. Until eventually, they end up making it to the point where they're now at the UA Sports Festival arc. How do I see this playing out? Well, let me explain this to you. Who is the most ruthless person when it comes to like getting robot points? Who's the person that you guys believe would get the most robot points, that would have been like trying his best to like beat everybody else? Lee. Lee would have been all like, if I can't destroy 1,000,000 robots, then it's 1,100,000,000 handstands across the entire battlefield. Don't play with my boy Lee. Lee won. Lee got the highest score, and Lee ends up being the one to give this speech, which is him like crying literal tears, just pretty much being like, I will, just being like super inspirational, saying like all this and that about, how he's gonna be like a beacon of hope, like peace or whatever and all that stuff. And he's doing his thing, just being Lee, being a lovable character. And suddenly the obstacle race would pretty much go on to be announced. What happens in said obstacle race? Well, there's no Todoroki, and everybody just looks at each other and says, all right, how about this? It's a battle of speed. Kind of like, you guys remember when Kakashi and Guy ended up basically racing and like they bumped each other a little bit? That's basically what ends up happening during the obstacle race. The 0-pointer gets in their way and Naruto's like, out of my way! Just giant Rasenganing the robot, destroying a hole into it, and all of them just go by thinking to themselves, come on, like, let's go! Lee's like running on his hands. He's like, I will win with my hands! You know what I mean? And then suddenly we have like Sasuke coming in, like running in with this blade, and Chidori in hand, Sharingan active so he can get a little bit of a speed boost. And everybody's just doing their things, right? Gaara is like riding sand, just gliding his way towards the finish line. And then we have characters like Shino who are using bugs to like let him fly and stuff like that. You guys get the picture, right? Suddenly we end up making it to the end of the obstacle race. And if I'm being honest, one of the fastest characters in the entire Genin squad of, the people that actually did get isekai'd is most definitely going to be Sasuke. Let's just keep it a buck. Sasuke, after 2 years of training, was probably faster than Naruto was after like 1 year of training, right? So I'm just going to be saying that Sasuke is the one that wins just due to raw physical insane speed that he has. And then suddenly we have the cavalry battle. Now, that's literally what the thumbnail of this video is. It's like a cavalry-esque battle thingy-majigger, where it's Hinata, Neji, and Hinata, Naruto, Neji, and Sasuke. I know Sasuke's not in the shot, but let's just throw him in just because I feel like it would look pretty decent, I guess you could say. Like, I feel like it would look like... I feel like it would work if Sasuke was in that team, just because Sasuke, Naruto, Hinata, Neji, I don't know, it just makes sense to me, right? But basically, that's the squad, and we basically have it to where it's essentially kind of a thing where Naruto squad wins just due to the fact that they have like pretty much the strongest members of their teams. Obviously, Hinata's the one at the top. She's super shy. She has her Byakugan active. She's running around ripping everybody's headbands off. Neji is feeling the warmth come off of Hinata, and the dude's like blushing like he is in the thumbnail. He's like, Lady Hinata, my cousin. Bum, 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 Alabama. Yep. And we have Naruto looking at Neji being like, come on, get serious. Neji gets A game. He turns on his Byakugan and he's like, dodge, like jump. They're all dodging, they're weaving, everybody's, doing their thing. Gaara ends up pretty much ripping most of the headbands except for Naruto's team because he likes Naruto. Not in that way, but you know what I mean, right? He enjoys Naruto, he saved them, so he's just gonna let him slide this one time. If I'm being honest, Gaara probably would have won because he has the ability to just start ripping people's headbands like it was nobody's business with the sand, just considering that the course is literally all sand. So Gaara takes all of them, and we basically have a situation where a lot of them kind of end up losing. Suddenly, it's basically Naruto's team versus Gaara's team versus Lee's team versus like, I don't know, some other team. And it's basically just the Naruto cast passes because, class 1B, they didn't pass. The general course, they didn't pass. Like literally none of class 1B made it through. Only class 1A is the only ones making it to the finals. Not even Shinso. Shinso had no place. His weird little like genjutsu thing ability that he has in the My Hero Academia verse is not working against people who literally have genjutsu. So they're used to that. They're like Shinso, he's like, will you be on my team? Sasuke looks at him, he's like, no. Shinso's like, Oh, ha, I got you. But suddenly the dude is like gonna genjutsu himself, and he's like, what? And then Sasuke walks away. He's like, bro, genjutsu doesn't work on me. Try again next year. And suddenly we basically have everybody who is in the finals just doing their own things, right? We made it this far, and now you guys are probably like, okay, this is where things start picking up, right? Is that there like who fights who? I don't know. Here, let's make. I'm gonna make it up as I go. So the first battle that I would like to personally see would be Sakura after a little bit of training with Tsunade versus Tamari. I'm just gonna say it right now. I think at this current moment, Tamari would win, so she advances. Then we're gonna be having Kiba versus Sai. I think Sai would just obliterate him. We're gonna be having Hinata fight, let's say Choji. She wins. Naruto fights Kankuro. He wins. Neji fights Tenten. He wins. Lee fights Shikamaru. I'm just gonna say Lee wins. And I think that's everybody, right? I covered Kiba, Sai, Hinata, Tamari, Shikamaru, Naruto. Wait, who does Naruto fight? Naruto fights Sasuke. No, not Sasuke. That's not fair. Naruto fights Ned. Oh yeah, Naruto has to fight Sasuke. Screw it. Naruto fights Sasuke. Naruto ends up losing. Whatever. It's not a big deal, honestly. Then we have the next battles of everybody who actually ended up winning, which basically means Neji. Oh wait, no, Naruto could actually face Gaara. Naruto could face Gaara, and Sasuke could face I don't know. Sasuke could face the dog, Akamaru, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I'm at a point where I genuinely don't know. But yeah. Basically, the winner of this entire thing, if I was being completely honest, who's the strongest out of all the current rookies and stuff like that, like out of all the cast that actually got teleported at the moment, it's Sasuke. Just because after 1 year of training and 1 year of Naruto training, I'm pretty sure Sasuke would stop Naruto. But that's just me. Though it could honestly go either way. I don't really know. But nah, actually Naruto would definitely not be the strongest after just 1 year of training. It'd most likely be like Gaara, Neji, or like Lee, I think. But that's besides the point. What ends up happening following the cavalry battle and Sasuke's victory over everybody else is basically they get shown to the public and they basically start getting a really popular rep. They end up going on their internships, and I wish I could, guys. I really do, but I cannot feasibly cover all of the internships that are about to happen in like under an hour. It's just not happening. So to spare myself the situation, I'm just not going to be covering it. But if you guys do want me to cover it, then this video would have to get like a ton of likes and support for me to actively want to cover that little arc. But you guys know, obviously the Naruto characters get a little bit in tune. They're really good listeners, so they're gonna do their best to, try to, do their best, literally. But following that, they basically end up having the rescue training race, which, is there really a purpose in covering that? It's more like a filler thing. So we're just gonna be skipping to the final exams arc, where it's gonna be 2 Naruto characters versus the teachers. And, the teachers get obliterated. All Might has to fight against Naruto and Sasuke, and that's just not a fun thing to have to do, bro. I don't care. All Might just gets absolutely clobbered in this fight. It's not funny. It's bad. And after the final exams basically happen, all of them pretty much end up failing the written portion. So all of them have to go to the forest training camp and take the remedial course arc. Take the remedial course thingamajigger. They end up bumping into class 1B, and it's just a normal arc because the League of Villains is not a thing. Stain got handled in the internship because Naruto would have definitely gone with Gran Torino, an old guy, perfect. And he got handled because Naruto uses sensory abilities. And when it comes to the things that would have happened afterwards, like the hideout raid where All Might fights All For One, All For One's dead. That doesn't happen. So Now we're kind of just left with this dilemma of the Naruto characters are just a little bit too OP for this verse. Just a little bit. And after that, we have the provisional hero license exam, which is basically what this whole what if has been leading up to, which is basically them actually being allowed to use their powers in public. And now that they are allowed, you know, they do their thing. Following that little training camp thingy majigger, we now get into the overhaul arc. But since Deku doesn't have one for all, I just don't think that he would go there. So basically, I think personally what would happen is essentially Deku does not go with Tsunade just because I just don't wait, no, not Deku, but I just don't see Naruto going with Tsunade. So instead, I'm gonna be saying Deku goes someone else, right? He goes somewhere else. He does his thing. He tries his best. He ends up, you know, doing this thing. And then, like Sasuke would go with Tsunade. I think Sasuke would go with Tsunade. So Sasuke is the one that actually ends up taking care of Overhaul, while Naruto goes with Fat Gum. I don't know why. I just feel I don't know. I just don't know who Naruto would go with, honestly. Naruto goes with Gran Torino. Yeah, he would go Gran Torino again. Why not? And that kind of concludes the entire thing. Because Sasuke's single-handedly going to obliterate Overhaul in that alleyway. As soon as he sees that he's experimenting with children, he's like, oh, you're kind of like Orochimaru, except maybe not half as bad. He then looks at him. He asks a little girl if she feels safe. She goes no. Overhaul uses his bloodlust and begins to pretty much threaten Sasuke. Sasuke's like, oh, that's bloodlust? Bro, that's nothing. He then shows true bloodlust. Overhaul is like, yo, chill, bro. I was just playing. His head gets cut off. GG. That's the end of the story. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.